Hey guys, welcome to my commentary of my 1cc of Samurai Aces, or Sengoku Ace in Japanese. It's an old school shmup from Saikyo, released in 1992 I think. It's a short looping game. One loop takes about 12 minutes. Overall not too difficult. The patterns themselves are pretty simple, but the bullet speed becomes very quick on max rank, and your ship movement on the other hand becomes still is always very slow, so that can be a frustrating combination sometimes. Yeah, again, game difficulty not too hard, but it's a bit of a memo shmup, so it takes a few hours to learn the stages, the save spots, and there are a lot of those. Options, I'm not going to comment the first stage because it's pretty simple and it's on low rank, but as you can see, it looks really cool. The sprites are beautiful. It has a lot of atmosphere. In terms of gameplay options, so you have an auto shot, you have a charge shot, and you have bombs as well, so it's pretty basic. So the first 3 stages, as you can see, they're chosen randomly from a pool of 4 stages, and then the next 4 are fixed and a bit more challenging. So now we're on the second stage. The stages are pretty short as well, so sometimes it looks like a boss rush. As you can see, this meat boss, for instance, is still pretty easy. This is still on sort of lowish rank, where the patterns are a bit more complex, but the speed is still a bit slow, as far as I can tell. And yeah, we're already at the second boss. Bosses in this game are interesting. They have a lot of destructible parts, so they're pretty fun. You can play for score. Here you can destroy those parts at the bottom, the cannons as well. I didn't, but you could do that to milk a bit more for score. And this is the last phase of the boss where it goes a bit crazy. So now we're moving on to the third stage. In terms of power-ups in this game, so you have 4 levels of power-up, and after a certain amount of time you lose 1 level. So if you're at level 4, for instance, if you shoot a certain amount of bullets, then you go back down to level 3. So you also have to watch out for that and maximize. So this stage will be a little more challenging because it's the third stage I'm playing, so it's the harder version. So the patterns are a little more difficult, even though, as you can see, there still are not a lot of bullets. This is no Danmaku, but you know, the bullets are still pretty quick, so you have to look at positioning yourself carefully. Have to be really aware of where the enemies are, optimize your routing. Thankfully the game is pretty short, so it's not too difficult. Now we're seeing the third boss, which is a turtle. So you can destroy both parts on the left and on the right, which is what I do, and then it will move on to a second phase where it goes a little crazy. Point blanking in this game does more damage, so it's always good to get closer to enemies whenever you can. And see, now that's gone. So third stage is done. Moving on to stage 4, which is, this one is fixed, and fixed difficulty as well, and this is where things can start getting a little dicey. So this enemy in the middle, you have to be really careful. Stay in the middle because it restricts your mobility. Small popcorns enemies are easier. So the ones that shoot are actually the ones in at the front. So if they're at the back, they're not shooting, but at the front they will. So it's interesting to know that as well. I learned that from another YouTube video. I had to do some research for some parts of the game, because even though it's not hard, it's not difficult, it's still very punishing. Here you want to destroy one of the 2 ships as quickly as possible, because dealing with both at the same time can be difficult. Thankfully I got another bomb there as well, so I'm now on 5 bombs. And we're getting to the 4th stage boss. So 5 bombs, 2 lives, 3 I guess, is not too bad at this point, so we're doing okay. This boss is 1 out of 2. It's randomized which one you get. This one, I actually like this one a bit more. I find it a bit more predictable. So you have to avoid the laser at the middle, and then the bullet patterns are not so bad. They're pretty simple. So it's done. It gives you a lot of points or power-ups. When you pick those up and you're already at max level, then you get, I think it's 2,000 points. The scoring system is very old school, very simple. You have to pick up coins in the background and just kill enemies pretty much. So this stage is where I was having a bit of challenges first. I had to look up, especially the boss, had to look up how to do that. And here the pattern, especially those ninjas, can be really quick and a bit unpredictable. So you have to really mind your positioning. So this is fine because there are safe spots. This one can be dangerous, so a bomb here. It's doable without a bomb, but I didn't want to risk it at this point. Here are getting a few gold coins. So this boss was initially the bane of my existence. It was very difficult, but then I learned how to do it by watching another video, and then it got much easier. So you just have to point blank and use charge shot to beat those. And now there's a third. This one, you have to be a bit more careful with her. And then the fourth one is the last one. I think he's a bit more durable, but nothing, you know, nothing too difficult. You can just bully them as soon as they appear on screen. And then they will, you know, unite to create the ultimate ninja. And this boss as well, this phase was difficult for me at first. So this part is easy. You just destroy both shoulders. But here, so there's a very easy safe spot. You just stay right in front of him and nothing can hit you. So this is pretty much the easiest boss in the world. But when you don't know that, and it wasn't the case at first when I was practicing, he can be pretty challenging. So here, you know, just stay in the middle, keep shooting, and he dies. So if you know the safe spot, then, you know, it's done. It's really easy. This stage can also be a little tricky if you're not really familiar with it. You have to kill the tanks as soon as possible. Here again, I didn't want to risk it. Grabbing the power-ups, you know, that's a lot of points for me. I'm not playing for score, but still. This part, so you have to again point blank them, use charge shot as much as possible, and you want to destroy them roughly around the same time, because when you destroy one of them, which I did here, and that was not the best idea, so I have to bomb, then the patterns actually get more difficult. Another mid boss here, there's a safe spot in the middle, as you can see, that I had to learn watching a video, and then you just avoid the last two waves. He's pretty easy. The next boss, however, this one is a bit more tricky. So you get 3 enemies, 2 on the side, and it's probably better to destroy them first. Here I'm just using bombs because I know I have a lot. Safe spot in the middle again, but on this phase the safe spot doesn't work anymore. So here I was a bit more, you know, just making sure I use those bombs before I lose this life, and I ended up taking it anyway. So now we're in a very good position, having 4 lives, no bombs, but I think this is the last stage, so I was feeling pretty confident here. I haven't played this game for too long, but initially it was very hard, and then once you learn the ropes it gets a lot easier. So here the enemies in the middle are pretty dangerous, but everything else is okay. Another mid boss, so here you have to destroy both parts on the right and on the left as soon as possible. Oh, sorry. And then the middle one is pretty easy. Just dodge from left to right. This little demon is actually not that hard. Just have to watch out for, you know, that second pattern with the small bullets. That one is a bit tricky. And we're getting closer to the end of the game now. See, it's actually pretty short. It takes about 10-12 minutes. So this is the first form of the final boss. Again, it has several parts. I still haven't taken a death, but I think I'd take one pretty soon. But this was a good run. Yeah, right here I knew. So now I have 2 bombs. I think I'll just use them to secure the 1-all exactly. There's another phase, 2 phases actually to this last boss. So we're getting closer to the end. This one is really easy. This vase, you just have to stay at the bottom. Don't move at the same time as him. Just wait a little, delay your shots. You can take your time. There's no reason not to. And this, the last phase, so I should have gone up and point blanked him. I didn't. Was confused. This was actually my first time fighting him. So I think I take a death, and then I'll just use the bombs that I have to secure the 1-all. But overall, you know, you can see not too hard. It's an old school game, but it's quick. Loop. So I just finished the first loop, and you can see the ending. The character I'm using, Aine, there's second loop. I was completely unprepared for this one, even though I still had a life left, so I did pretty well. But the patterns, just the speed of the bullets was a problem. So you'll see I end up dying really quickly. I hope you enjoyed this video and commentary. I know this is an old school game, but still it's interesting to go back and look at the history of shops. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe. Let me know if you have any questions, any comments, and see you next time. Thank you. See ya, die. Game over. Bye-bye.